A nation gripped by fear, an elusive figure hiding in the shadows, and a manifesto that shook the world. For nearly 2 decades, the Unabomber terrorized America, leaving a trail of destruction and mystery. But who was he? And what drove him to unleash his calculated reign of terror? Today, we dive deep into one of the most infamous criminal cases in modern history. The story begins on May 25, 1978, when a package was found at the University of Illinois in Chicago. It was addressed to a professor but bore a return address that raised suspicions. The package exploded when opened, injuring a security officer. Little did anyone know, this was the start of a 17-year-long nightmare. Over the years, the bomber targeted universities, airlines, and individuals he believed were contributing to the decline of society through technological advancements. Each attack was methodical, each bomb meticulously crafted by hand. The FBI referred to the perpetrator as the Unabomber, a name derived from the investigation code, University and Airline Bomber. In the beginning, the attacks were puzzling and sporadic. The bomber left little evidence behind, baffling law enforcement and creating an atmosphere of unease across the nation. The man behind the mask of terror was Theodore John Kaczynski, born on May 22, 1942. A mathematical prodigy, Kaczynski graduated from Harvard University at just 20 years old and later earned a Ph.D. in mathematics. But behind his academic brilliance lay a growing discontent with modern society. Despite his intellectual achievements, Kaczynski struggled to find a sense of belonging. His time at Harvard was marked by a controversial psychological study he participated in, which many believe contributed to his eventual descent into isolation and radicalism. In 1969, Kaczynski abruptly left his promising academic career to live a solitary life in the remote wilderness of Montana. There, in a tiny, self-built cabin without electricity or running water, he plotted his war against what he saw as the evils of technology and industrialization. His journals reveal a mind consumed by anger and frustration, convinced that modern society was on a path to destruction. Kaczynski's bombs were deadly works of art, made from wood, nails, and other readily available materials. They were designed not only to kill but to send a message. Each bombing was accompanied by cryptic notes and clues, challenging authorities to decipher his motives. But it wasn't just the violence that captured public attention. In 1995, Kaczynski sent a 35,000-word manifesto titled Industrial Society and Its Future to major newspapers, demanding its publication. In it, he argued that technological progress was destroying human freedom and the environment. In his manifesto, Kaczynski warned of a future where humans would become slaves to technology. He claimed that societal dependence on machines was eroding individual freedoms and that only a revolution could restore balance. The manifesto polarized readers. Some dismissed it as the ramblings of a madman, while others saw chilling truths in his words. The debate about his ideas continues to this day. The investigation into the Unabomber's identity was one of the longest and most expensive in FBI history. Agents sifted through thousands of leads, but the bomber's meticulous nature left little evidence. The sketch became iconic, but it provided no clear answers. The FBI's behavioral science unit tried to profile the bomber, painting a picture of a highly intelligent yet deeply disturbed individual. It wasn't until Kaczynski's manifesto was published in the Washington Post and the New York Times that the case took a dramatic turn. David Kaczynski, Ted's younger brother, read the manifesto and felt a chilling sense of familiarity. The writing style, the arguments, they all echoed thoughts Ted had expressed in letters to the family. Torn between loyalty to his brother and a sense of duty, David contacted the FBI. David's decision proved pivotal. The FBI matched Ted's writings to the manifesto, and on April 3, 1996, they raided his cabin in Montana. Inside, they found bomb-making materials, journals detailing his crimes, and the original manuscript of the manifesto. The Unabomber's reign of terror had come to an end. The cabin itself was a treasure trove of evidence. Investigators uncovered detailed notes on bomb construction, a list of potential targets, and personal writings that revealed Kaczynski's inner turmoil. Kaczynski was charged with multiple counts of murder and bombing. In 1998, he avoided the death penalty by pleading guilty and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Even in prison, Kaczynski's manifesto sparked debates about the role of technology in society. While his methods were condemned, some argued that his critiques of industrialization and its impact on human freedom were worth considering. Today, Kaczynski's writings are studied not for their violence but for their warnings. In a world increasingly driven by technology, his fears about loss of autonomy resonate with some. The Unabomber case remains a cautionary tale of how a brilliant mind can become twisted by isolation and ideology. It also raises uncomfortable questions about the unintended consequences of technological progress. As we look back on this dark chapter of history, we must ask ourselves, how do we balance progress with humanity? And at what cost does innovation come? This is the legacy of the Unabomber. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into history and true crime.